I'm doing these exercises, ear training exercises. I play three notes, and then I have to, with my ear, identify the three notes. Just concentrate on the three notes, on each note individually, or maybe I'll use four notes if I'm feeling confident. I sing it just to make sure I've got the right note, but it's mostly a mental exercise. I meditate, single pointed meditating on the particular pitch, and then I rotate between the three. Oops, I switched. And then you stay with it. Your mind wanders, you bring it back. Same chord, but you choose pitches, or you switch pitches. The one in the middle is always the hardest. And then I noticed that there's a certain line where you know what the pitch is supposed to be, what you're supposed to be perceiving it, the pitch that you're supposed to perceive, but it gets quiet. And there's a certain point where it gets so quiet and so hard to perceive, but you hear it in your imagination, and then they start to just become one. The perceived pitch and the imagined pitch, that duality breaks down. And it occurs to me that this is a pattern in certain kinds of spirituality and certain kinds of meditative experience, where we generally have obviously a line between an imagined perception. I am imagining a gnome wearing a red hat, and actually perceiving a gnome with a red hat, with your eyes and with your ears and your other feelings. Oh, your hat's so soft. And your cackle is so evil. But in the traditions, various traditions of magic, magic is where the line, the duality between perception and imagination falls apart. And if you really pay attention to something, if you really pay attention to one of the pitches as it diminishes, and you'll start to flirt with that non-dual state, where the distinction between perception and imagination is no longer, they're both happening in your brain anyway. So yes, there are biological differences, but it's also just a philosophic difference. When we perceive something, we are taking for granted the metaphysics, a dualistic metaphysics of it's out here and I'm in here. And when we imagine something and we say, "Oh, it's just imagination. Don't worry about it. That doesn't count," we are taking for granted the dualistic metaphysic of inside outside, right? But what mystics and magicians, and to a certain degree, sometimes scientists in like neuroscience and quantum mechanics and stuff, a little bit touch on this kind of thing, is that duality, while it's certainly obviously a useful cognitive framework for organizing reality, it is only a cognitive framework. It is not objectively real. And when you get down to that finest point where you're just barely perceiving the pitch, but you can still hear it, you can feel it, and you're really focused and you're really concentrating, you can get into that mode where the duality between um, perceived and imagined is no it just no longer it's just no longer significant. It's neither it's both, it's neither, it's no longer what you're experiencing. The duality no longer uh, is a useful tool for describing your experience that you're having right now. That's the best way to put it. So, is this magical, is that magic real? Well, the whole question of is the magic real is itself a violation of this non dual idea and the non dual experience. So don't ask it. To ask it is already to reject it. So it's not something that you can really, you can't put those kinds of questions to it because the question itself already violates the um, the the experience itself. Okay, that's it.